Mr. President, meron akong maikling manifestasyon before we go into the clarificatory questions. Bago nga magsimula akong tumanggap ng ganyang clarificatory questions mula sa mga kasamahan ko sa Senado, let me put on record that since while we have introduced into this committee a substitute bill that incorporates amendments proposed by the agencies and key stakeholders after the committee report, a supervening event happened. Tacloban happened. At kahapon po, another horrific tragedy, this time in Ateneo de Zamboanga. 2 ang patay. Menor de edad. Yung isang namatay ay siyang namaril inside the classroom. Pagkatapos pa lamang ng Tacloban, my staff gathered anti-OSAIC stakeholders to ask an important question. Meron ba tayong pwedeng maipasok sa bill na ito na LEDAC priority, gaya ng sinabi nyo, Mr. President, at nasa advanced stage na, nagkagyat na matutugunan ang malaking problemang bunsod ng nihilistic violent extremism o NVE. Ito ngang phenomenon na may mga masasamang karakter online na nag-groom sa ating mga kabataan para gumawa ng mga kahindik-hindik na kasamaan. And the answer, Mr. President, is yes. Working together with DOJ and the NCC OSAIC, as well as with other relevant stakeholders, kagaya ng mga child protection NGOs, we were able to craft provisions that would amend the bill and provide our law enforcement authorities dealing with NVE the strong tools we provide for our anti-OSAIC work. These new amendments would allow the issuance of investigative subpoenas for subscriber and traffic data information, provide greater tools for wider intelligence gathering and undercover online operations, require the preservation of digital evidence, including the retention of this evidence to identify additional victims and suspects, allow the sharing of information across Philippine law enforcement and investigative agencies through a common information sharing architecture, and allow the direct cooperation with foreign law enforcement authorities when the case has a foreign nexus. At dahil ang mga magiging bagong pangalan ng bill ay Child Online Protection and Safety Act, bunsod na din sa pagkilala na ang online harm sa mga bata ay hindi lamang sexual. Germane po ang mga panukalang ito sa batas na ito. I believe the proper time to propose these amendments would be after the clarificatory questions of our fellow senators, and I am willing to do this then. A solution is forthcoming, Mr. President. I ask my colleagues once more to support the immediate passage of this measure. Let us save our children. With that preliminary manifestation, Mr. President, I'm now ready to receive the clarificatory questions of our colleagues, Mr. President.
Thank you for that, Senator Risa. And tama ho kayo na marami pong mga trahedya at karahasan na nakikita natin ngayon sa ating mga paaralan. At kami po tayo lahat ay nakikiramay sa mga pamilyang naapektuhan nitong nangyari, itong trahedya sa Zamboanga City, kung saan 2 estudyante po ang nasawi. At isa rin po sa tinitignan ay yung impluwensya po ng internet, impluwensya ng social media, impluwensya nitong bagong tinatawag na nihilistic violence or NHE, na nakita rin ho natin to sa insidente sa Tacloban. So ako ay sangayon po ako na gamitin natin itong pagkakataon na mahinto, maiwaksi, tuldukan na po itong impluwensya nitong nihilistic violence para hindi na humaulit sa ating mga kabataan at ating mga paaralan. So,
Maraming salamat, Mr. President.
yes, we
Mr.
recognize the gentleman from Bulacan.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. This is just a very short manifestation that I'd like to make, Mr. President. First of all, Mr. President, let me state for the record that I fully support the intention of our good sponsor and the statements made by our Senate President. Nakikiisa po po tayo at nakikiramay sa trahedyang nangyari. Ngunit alam natin na may magagawa po tayo. And that's the reason
Yeah.
why we are all here today, Mr. President. Just to also put on record, I associate myself with the statements made by the good Senator, Senator Pia Cayetano, that we were also part of the list of senators that would interpellate on this particular measure, but we decided to let it go without prejudice to asking questions during the period of amendments. And we are ready also, Mr. President, and we wanted to again support our colleagues in our quest to push for this landmark legislation that would help our young people, whom we believe are not only the hope of the nation, but the owners of our future. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
President.
you. So will the gentleman also interpolate and proceed to amending the bill?
I'm more of going to introduce some amendments, Mr.
Okay.
President. Of course, to lay the ground, we'd like to
course.
ask some questions also.
Of
Thank you.
course.
Thank you,
All right.
Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So we proceed with the interpellation of Senator Pia. So we recognize the gentle lady from Taguig, the city of Taguig and the municipality of Pateros.
Thank you, Mr. President. With the permission of the sponsor, I would like to pose some clarificatory questions and also share my observations about the bill.
Yes, please, Mr. President, and
Thank
thank
you.
you.
And as I mentioned earlier, during the discussion with the former Senate President and the Senate President, I am a sponsor of this measure. I delivered a short sponsorship speech last February. I support this measure, but it is 80 pages, as the former Senate President mentioned. So the longer it is, the chances of us overlooking things is always present, no matter how diligent. And one of the most diligent in the Senate is our Senate President himself. So alam niya yan na we look towards our other colleagues to help us find any possible gaps, because especially when it comes to criminal measures, the gaps can be very damaging, because it can be a basis for a case which would be a strong case to be thrown out. There are the criminal laws are construed in such a way that it cannot prejudice an accused. Kailangan very clear. And so that is our intention. We ask that Her Honor bears with us, because we do want this to be a strong law. We don't want it to be thrown out, not because pabaya tayo, pero sadyang sa gusto natin makover lahat ng angles. I know Her Honor's intention, like everyone here, would really to come up with the strong laws. But that is exactly our purpose now in the interpellations, to look into this so that we can see if there are any gaps and if there's anything we can do to further strengthen the measure.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President, to the gentle lady.
So, Mr. President, I will start my interpellation by stating, or basically reiterating, what I gathered from the sponsor's sponsorship speech on 5 core arguments for the need for this bill. Because let's take note that the last amendment was only 4 or 5 years ago. So it's not that common to amend a law that soon. But Her Honor puts forth very strong arguments, and we support these reasons. So let's put that on record. And then Her Honor will just ask if she affirms that these are the most important reasons for the need to amend immediately. Number 1 is closing the gap created by artificial intelligence. So ito nga yung, nung time nga na unang na-amendahan itong batas na to, wala pa tong AI. AI just came around recently, no? So gusto natin makover natin yung mga computer-generated, digitally altered, and synthesized child sexual abuse or exploitation material. So yun yung una. Tama ho ba?
That is right, Mr. President. And just to add to this point, indeed, as the gentle lady suggested, RA 11930 was a landmark law and remains the foundation of this measure. But as the gentle lady has started discussing also, what has changed dramatically since 2022 is the technical or technological environment in which this law operates. So yes, generative AI, synthetic sexual imagery, yes, encrypted platforms, virtual assets, and increasingly sophisticated financial channels have developed at a pace.
Sorry, not to interrupt
Yes,
Her
Mr.
Honor,
President.
but I just wanted to go through each one muna. So yung
First.
mga financial channels, is it okay with Her Honor?
Of course, certainly,
isa-isahin
Mr.
natin?
President.
Yeah.
So I'll just
On this point lang
just
po.
to finish the sentence on this first point, because as the gentle lady mentioned, AI, we take it together with these other elements of the technological environment that have changed. At kasama na po, Mr. President, na all of these have developed at a pace that the existing institutional architecture was not designed to address at that time, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you po for that, Your Honor. Since nabanggit na rin lang ng ating sponsor yung tungkol sa financial services, yun po yung pangalawang reason mentioned in her sponsorship speech, yung criminalizing sexual extortion and strengthening transactions traceability and data sharing obligation of payment service providers. So self-explanatory naman siya, pero I think medyo na-touch on na yan ng sponsor natin na itong mga payment service providers natin, they need to also have some a sense of responsibility kasi sila ang they're the ones who make these illegal activities possible. So Her Honor affirms.
Yes, I do, Mr. President.
Thank you. And then yung pangatlo, strengthening the responsibility of internet intermediaries, foreign online platforms. Again, naulit yung payment service providers in preventing, detecting, disrupting, and reporting online sexual abuse or exploitation of children. So that was the third mentioned by the sponsor. And the fourth
Yes,
is
Mr. President.
enhanced domestic and international cooperation, including information sharing among Philippine agencies and foreign law enforcement authorities, given the borderless nature of online crimes. I'll pause lang there, Your Honor, because I would like to read into the record, just so that, you know, the more technical it gets, the more boring it becomes. That's the truth. So let's add, para hindi naman antukin yung mga kasama natin. This is an old case, no? IJM. I don't know. I'll ask my staff to look that up.
International Justice Mission, Mr.
International
President.
Justice Mission. So this is an article on September 2017, so 9 years ago. Two American men convicted for exploiting Filipino children. So the article goes on, and I'm happy to share with all of you, that the U.S. convicted two American men for sexually exploiting children thousands of miles away in the Philippines. The young survivors testified in a California court, and they flew to California to provide their testimony. The article goes on to say that although the cases are not connected, they tell the same twisted tale. The men had traveled separately to the Philippines to exploit young children they had sourced online. They were arrested in the US in 2015 and 2017, and then the FBI shared intelligence with the Philippine National Bureau of Investigation, the NBI, and itong si IGM supported the follow-up operations in the Philippines. So this resulted in a conviction.
It resulted in a conviction, Mr. President. But then again, we will note that that case, 2017, was half a decade before we passed the current law.
Yes.
And the technological environment ay nagbago na po ng malaki at mas mabilis pa mula po sa panahong iyon, Mr. President.
Yes, totoo yan. So, but just to put on record na it's been happening for a long time. So, I share the desire of the sponsor to update our law so that yung paggamit ng technology and talagang ginagamit na ngayon ng mga predators, makover din ng mga batas natin. So, and the final point is, the fifth point mentioned in the sponsorship speech was transforming existing offender registry into a Philippine child sex offenders registry that supports the investigation, prosecution, prevention, personnel screening, and certification in child-serving institutions and protection of children from repeated offenders. Kasi nakakarinig tayo ng kwento na the stories I've read, I don't know if Her Honor has any in the Philippines, but in the US, na-convict na sa isang state, tapos nagtatrabaho sa daycare sa ibang state. So that's why kailangan na share itong registry. Ito yung purpose nun, ano?
That is right,
Okay.
Mr. President.
Sige. So with that, having established that, now we have common goals here, I'll go into the details. We have a definition of terms, and for those who are are knowledgeable about the different kinds of crimes committed of the sexual nature and exploitative nature directed to children, there is this term called grooming. And Her Honor, just to get a quick answer from Her Honor, grooming is separately punishable under existing laws. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr.
Yes.
President.
So yung grooming po as currently defined, medyo isa-summarize ko na lang to kasi mahaba no? Refers to any deliberate act, repeated act, series of acts, or forms of communication done in person or through ICT directed at a child or somebody believed to be a child or their guardian, intended to build trust, gain access, exert influence, establish control over the child or such parent or guardian for any of the following purposes. So, ano yung mga purpose na yun? Perpetrating or facilitating any sexual activity. So, in other words, ginugroom mo tong bata kasi yung objective mo is to perpetuate or facilitate a sexual activity. So, inaalagaan mo, nagpapaka-close ka sa kanya, ginigain mo yung confidence niya, para eventually, ang ultimate objective mo is to gain a chance to have sexual activity. Number 2 is producing, creating, disseminating itong forms of CSAM. Ito po yung mga exploitative materials na ipapakita mo rin sa bata or sa parents, tapos unti-unting parang sinasanay mo sila dun sa mga karumal-dumal na mga activities na gusto mong ma-normalize sa mga bata na yan. Number 3 is precisely the word normalizing. Normalizing sexual conversations, conducts, or content involving or directed at the children. And then number 4 is arranging, attempting to arrange or facilitating in-person or real-time contact, meeting or encounter with the child, where having regards to the acts or communication, the circumstance in which they occur, there is reasonable cause to believe that such contact is intended for any of the foregoing purposes. So, gusto mong makipag-meet para nga magawa mo to. Sorry, to be clear, this is the definition now in the bill of Her Honor, correct?
Yes, Mr. President.
Yes. So this is on page 7 and page 7, section 3, letter O. Okay. So I would say there's a fairly similar definition under the existing law. I believe it's shorter. So this one, I believe the intention is to be more encompassing para yung mga yun nga karumal-dumal na intensyon ma-covered. Tama ho ba, Your
Tama po,
Honor?
Mr. President.
Okay,
Opo.
thank you. So, dito na po yung questions ko. Yung number 1, na yung purpose is to perpetrate or facilitate any sexual activity, wala ho kung issue dyan. Maganda ho ang pagkasulat niyan. Number 2, producing, creating, disseminating, or transmitting any form of CSAM. Ito po nga yung materials. Wala din tayong issue dyan. Sa number 3 and 4, I need to point out to Her Honor some concerns that we have, no? I'll start first with 4. Kasi po sa number 4, sabi dito, arranging, attempting to arrange, or facilitating in-person or real-time contact meeting or encounter with the child. So, may I know from Her Honor, ano yung objective natin dito? Na makonsider natin na grooming yung nagsiset up ng meeting sa bata. Tama ho ba?
Iko-consider po yon, Mr. President, dun sa dulo nitong bahagi ng definition, when there is reasonable cause to believe that such contact is intended for any of the foregoing purposes. Ibig sabihin, yung pag-arrange, yung pag-attempt to arrange, yung pag-facilitate ng in-person o real-time contact meeting or encounter sa child ay dun papunta sa mga nauna. Papunta sa perpetrating or facilitating any sexual activity, papunta sa producing, creating, disseminating, or transmitting any form of CSAM, o papunta sa normalizing sexual conversations, conduct, or content involving or directed at the child, Mr. President.
Okay, sige. Naintindihan ko naman po yung purpose noon, no? Before I dissect that further, I just wanted to point out that napansin ko na dun sa dating definition natin ng grooming, okay, dun sa dating definition ng grooming, sorry, I'm confused between our bill and the existing. That's different. Okay, thank you. Okay. In the existing law, grooming refers to predatory conduct, act or patterns of acts of establishing a relationship of trust or emotional connection by another, etc., etc. Medyo for me, napaka-importante yung word na predatory conduct kasi that shows na the accused is a predator. Ginagawa niyang victim yung bata. They're preying on the child. Ganun ho yun eh. Pero may reason ho ba na tinanggal yung word na predatory sa ating existing bill ngayon?
No particular reason, Mr. President, dahil klaro na nasa kaisipan pa rin nung panukala natin na persons who conduct these activities towards the children are preying upon them, Mr. President.
Sige, but Her Honor would not have any objections if ibalik natin yon kasi medyo concerned lang tayo na marami namang activities na walang mali siya and it could be they could be performing certain acts like arranging a meeting pero walang objective na masama and then sila ay wrongly accused naman. So if Her Honor, I'd like to hear Her Honor's position on maintaining the word predatory.
Pwede naman pong ibalik, Mr. President.
Okay. Ang sa akin lang naman po, I think Her Honor will agree that it's not naman the intention na ipakulong o kasuhan ng hindi tama yung wala namang sala o wala namang masamang intensyon. No? Wala naman tayong ganong
Definitely, Mr.
objective.
President, mayaman yung bawat seksyon at pati amyenda sa kasalukuyang batas sa usapin ng due process,
Oo.
Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you. So to go back to that particular provision on arranging and attempting to arrange, ito naman ho ang i-discuss ko na principles of law. The revised penal code is very clear on the different stages of a crime. We have attempted, we have frustrated and consummated executions of the crime, no? And in some case, in the law is also very clear that this must be defined very carefully because otherwise you will be penalizing somebody for a crime that is not clearly defined. Kasi if you say it is a attempted homicide, frustrated homicide, and then it's consummated, medyo yung jurisprudence natin pagdating sa homicide is quite clear din naman. And so it leaves very little or almost no room for interpretation. So dito, there is also the use of the word attempting. Arranging, attempting to arrange, or facilitating in-person or real-time contact. So ang question po natin sa sponsor ay, can she please explain paano mai-illustrate yung arranging at yung attempting to arrange an in-person meeting? Para pagdating sa law enforcers, clear sila if it is arranging or attempting to arrange.
Mr. President, gaya ng nabanggit ko po kanina, halimbawa yung phrase na attempting to arrange, kailangan nating ma-appreciate siya kakabit nung huling bahagi nitong definition na where there is reasonable cause to believe that such contact, kahit yung pag-attempt na mag-set up ng meeting sa pagitan ng bata o mga magulang niya at yung eventual na magpo-produce or gagamit ng CSAM, reasonable cause to believe that such contact is intended for any of the foregoing purposes. So may plano at kahit pa hindi matuloy at this point in time, pero may plano, may intensyon na biktimihin ang bata, mag-commit ng osaik laban sa kanya, mag-produce ng CSAM, gamit siya, yan po ay ituturing na prohibited action. And pwede rin po nating halimbawa, iugnay itong definition ng grooming sa iba pang bahagi nung bill. Halimbawa tulad dun sa isang binanggit ng gentle lady, yung pagbuo ng isang child sex offender registry. Kung ang isang tao ay halimbawa nakalista na sa registry, kumbaga may kasaysayan na siya na ginawa ang OSAEC or gumawa ng CSAM, and then mag-a-attempt siya mag-arrange ng meeting sa isang bata or mga magulang niya para sa planong ulitin yung offense na iyon, then sakop na po siya sa prohibited actions. Basta may plano kahit hindi pa matuloy, Mr. President. Or if the gentle lady prefers, we can also remove that particular phrase of attempting to arrange. Though I would say arranging, for example, would go into logistics already, setting it up. Ang attempting, pwedeng imbitasyon na i-set up siya. Pwede rin po ito, Mr. President, makita sa mga text conversations o messaging apps. Nagsiset po ng petsa o ng oras. But again, Mr. President, pwede rin namang tanggalin yung phrase na yon na attempting to arrange kung mas gusto po ng gentle lady, Mr. President.
Sige. Yun lang naman po ang concern natin na hindi this law, if we would like to file a case against somebody for grooming, hindi ito matapon dahil hindi clearly defined, because these principles are very we have legal principles that are quite strong, no? Ito yung like void for vagueness doctrine. A penal statute must give persons of ordinary intelligence fair notice of what conduct is forbidden and must not leave law enforcement to the subject to be subjective on their interpretation. So yun lang naman talaga. Maganda yung examples na binigay ng ating sponsor, like yung logistics, pagka yung meron na pala siyang logistics for it. So I can't recall if Her Honor referred to that as already arranging.
Yes,
And
Mr.
then yung
President.
nakikipagkwentuhan pa lang, attempting to arrange. Hindi ko alam, pero I post this to Her Honor so that she can discern if it would be better, because I'll now point out another provision in a latter part of the bill. What section is that? Ayun. Under section 4, where we have unlawful and prohibited acts, that is page 17 na po ito. Letter M is
Page 18, Mr. President.
17 po.
17. My page 17 is only until letter L.
Do we have a different version?
I don't see a date on my copy, Mr. President.
Would
But I can follow the gentle lady to letter M. Yes, Mr. President, beginning to solicit any person.
So dito po sa letter M, Her Honor found it. So just
Yes,
for the
thank you,
record,
Mr.
mine is page 17, line number 14. It says, to solicit, ito po yung mga prohibited acts, to solicit any person, including a law enforcement officer posing as a child or as a parent or guardian of a child to create, produce, manufacture, transmit, distribute, etc., etc. The next sentence says, the offense under this paragraph shall be consummated by the act of solicitation or attempted solicitation, whether made in person or through a means of ICT. So it's very confusing, Madam Sponsor, kasi under criminal law kasi we have nga stages of the crime, no? Yung attempted, frustrated, and consummated. So ito bang sinabi dito sa letter M na attempted solicitation, that in itself, sabi dito, the offense under this paragraph shall be consummated by the act of solicitation or attempted solicitation. So sabi dito, consummated ang attempted solicitation. So, I'm so confused, Mr. President. Is it a consummated act? Is it an attempted act? Or is it a consummation of an attempted act? We have to be very clear about that because
Yes.
later on in the provisions of penalty, it also says that pag attempted, 1 penalty lower, pag consummated, it's the full penalty, and then pag frustrated, 1 penalty lower, pag attempted, 2 penalty lower. So, di ko na humasundan, despite my being a lawyer, kung ano ba to. Kasi you cannot have a crime that is both an attempt of another crime and a consummated crime in itself. I would be happy to be educated kung may ganon kasi wala pa ho tayong na-encounter na ganon.
Well, actually, Mr. President, this contemplates, for example, a sting operation. If the predator attempts to solicit, kahit po hindi natuloy yung sexual activity, it is already consummated. So ang krimen po, ang krimen na nako-consummate ay yung mismong solicitation. So yung solicitation mismo
So it's
ang
not
krimen,
an
Mr.
attempted
President.
solicitation. It is the solicitation. Kasi you have to, if you want to make a crime for the act of attempting to solicit, then we have to define what is attempting to solicit that differentiates it from solicitation. Kasi you cannot have an act that is both nahirapan ako mag-explain kasi
Well,
ngayon pa
again,
lang ako
Ms.
naka-encounter
to
ng
assist
ganito.
the gentlelady, again, we can remove attempted solicitation, Mr. President.
Sige. So I will leave that with Her Honor, no, na paayos na lang siguro natin because again, criminal laws must be very carefully defined because if there is any way that the accused and their lawyers can say that it is vague, and as I said, yung principle of vagueness, I will just quote for the record, People versus Nazario, a statute is void for vagueness if men of common intelligence must necessarily guess at its application and differ as to its application. So, may mga ganun tayo jurisprudence. So, tas ilalaban syempre dyan yung presumption of innocence. Again, kakampi niyo ko dito, gusto ko talagang behind bars ang mga taong ganito, but I wouldn't want na makatago sila dahil yung mga definitions po natin ay hindi po klaro.
In fact, Mr. President, with the openness of this representation to further clarifications, kasabay po doon yung, kaya nga po ina-update itong batas sa konteksto ng nag-develop na technological environment precisely para hindi makatakas sa batas yung mga bumibiktima sa mga bata natin, Mr.
So
President.
that's why we're happy that Her Honor is willing to take a look at this and clean it up with, I'm sure marami ho tayong mga law experts because I've worked with them over the years or over a decade ago, baka they can help improve the language na lang po. And then I'll give another scenario. Ito naman naisip ko lang, hindi ho ba ang AI is capable of having multiple conversations?
I suppose so, Mr. President.
Parang I think I've
Yes.
seen movies, no? I've seen stories about it. Di naman tayo expert, no? But karamihan ng mga sci-fi stories nakakatotoo eh. So, it is possible through the use of AI a potential offender or even a group of offenders, could be a syndicate, would be having multiple conversations with different children or guardians of the children. That is possible.
It is possible, Mr. President.
So, is this contemplated in the law, in the bill?
Multiple conversations by potential
By a person, a
predators with
predator or a
potential
group of predators.
victims and their parents.
Oo.
It is contemplated, Mr. President, but for each individual suspect of violating the law against OSAIC and against CSAM, the
In that
the
sense.
due process will
oo.
be applied, Mr. President.
The point I am trying to bring up here is that there may be room for a bigger penalty for that kind of, like, para bang it's one crime if it's a crime in itself if you commit homicide and then dalawang biktima yun, so you have 2 counts of homicide. Pero kung parang mass destruction, parang ganon, maybe we can ask the experts also, kasi just like Her Honor, I'd like these people behind bars for the longest possible time, yung kung matataasan pa yung penalty because they're using technology to target even more victims, open po tayo dyan. I'll also study it
So
on my
would I
own.
be open to that, Mr. President?
Yes.
Salamat sa gentle
Oo.
lady para doon.
Oo. Yun lang naman, kasi naisip ko lang yung scenario na yun, tapos chinecheck ko na tama naman kayo na, of course, on an individual basis, o 10 or 100 kids yung nabiktima niya, pero nga, because of the use of technology, with one press of the button, 10 na kaagad yung
Para
yung,
pong syndicated or large-scale crime, Mr.
oo,
President.
yes. So, yun naman yung point natin.
This is actually really great, Mr. President, because it is a huge problem.
Yes.
Yung mga bots na ginagamit para
Oo.
mag-communicate sa multiple children.
I mean,
So, salamat para
I can
doon,
just imagine na
gentle
baka hindi na sila mag-abala to set this up, to groom. Baka yung grooming is all through technology na lang kasi iniintay na lang nila yung final outcome, di ba?
It could be, Mr. President, or baka ginagamit muna, yung mga nag-ooperate sa ganitong paraan, baka ginagamit muna yung mga bots to establish the initial contact.
Exactly, at
And
various
then mas
stages.
individualized yung grooming.
Correct.
Posibleng ganun din
Correct.
po, Mr. President.
Correct, Your Honor. So, yun lang naman na ma-consider ito.
Will
So,
do, Mr. President. At salamat po para doon.
Then I go to the next point. On item number, I think nandun na ako sa 4th, no? I'm referring to grooming pa rin. Item number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So number 3 naman tayo, yung normalizing sexual conversations, conducts, or content involving or directed at the child. So,
Sorry, Mr. President, that is still section 4, right?
the definition of term, section 3.
Definition. Okay.
Grooming,
all
3O.
right. Okay.
Section 3O,
All right.
page 7.
Yes. Okay po.
So 3O, item number 3, normalizing sexual conversations, conduct, or content involving or directed at a child. So again, I'll if we look at the entire definition of grooming, ito nga yung mga deliberate acts directed at a child or the parent or guardian with the intention of gaining their trust, gaining access, exerting influence, for any of the following purposes. And then ano nga yung isa? To normalize sexual conversations, conduct, or content involving or directed at the child. So again, grooming lang ang pinag-uusapan natin, 'di ba? Sabi nga natin, hindi necessary sa grooming yung main objective nila, which is to have sexual activities or exploit the child sexually. By the mere fact na they are normalizing sexual conversations, etc., could be grooming in itself. Her Honor pointed out that the provision in the same subletter O on grooming says that for purposes of this act, grooming is deemed committed upon the performance of any such act. So yun na nga, yung normalizing sexual conversation, etc., even if none of the foregoing purposes is achieved. No sexual activity occurred. So yun nga yung sinasabi ko. Nasa batas naman, yung kung ano yung pagkaintindi ko, nakasulat naman doon. So, okay tayo dyan. Ang question ko po ay ito. There are instances in a normal and a professional setting where there would be conversations, there would be sexual conversations, di naman conduct, pero sexual conversations between a child and an adult, no? na normal naman. So obviously, if ang pinag-uusapan, and both Her Honor and I are advocates of the reproductive health law, na gusto natin na well-informed on an age-appropriate basis ang reproductive health information. So pag kinikwento sa teenage girls na huwag kayong gagawa ng ganito, itong ganito may lead to pregnancy and may even lead to the spread of sexually transmitted diseases, those conversations are normal. Hindi ho
Yes.
ba?
Yes,
And-
Mr. President. And I do agree with the gentle lady that I can see where her concern is also leading. This might tend to penalize even those positive sex education
Correct.
conversations with
Correct.
children. Ano po? Which is why also to meet the gentle lady halfway, we have prepared an amendment changing sexual to sexualized conversation so that it
okay.
means the sexualization of a child or to see a child as a
Maganda ho
sexual
yan.
object, Mr. President.
Maganda ho yan kasi it already says na maybe we can even add, it seems Her Honor and I are on the same page naman, we can add language to the effect that going beyond informing a child of their rights to protect themselves or knowledge, di ba? Kasi nga, may laman eh. May mali siya eh.
Oo.
So it appears to me, and Her Honor can just confirm that she's open to amendments to make that clear, because what we don't want is that this conversation that must be had, and I'll give Your Honor an example. When my daughters were teens, I had so many friends who came to me and said, ikaw na magkwento ikaw na, how do you talk to your girls about it? Ikaw na rin, sama mo na yung mga anak ko. And I'm like, sige, okay lang. But I tell them, this is just how I talk about it, how I talk about dating, how I talk about responsible behaviors, etc., etc. So you don't obviously want to penalize those. And I can just
Definitely
imagine
not.
that there could be a tita out there, a lola, a lolo. Sabihin natin lolo, kasi di mo ma-imagine yung lola. Let's use imagery that, sorry if I sound biased, but that's how people would perceive it. May lolo na maganda naman yung intention, pero nagmukha naman siyang pedophile. So,
Aray.
how do you, this naman? How do you ensure na pag naman well-meant naman at walang mali siya talaga, hindi naman basta-basta, magkatampuhan lang, magalit lang si daughter-in-law, sabihin na, ay nako, ginagro mo yung anak ko. We also want to make sure that, and one of our advocacies also, Mr. President, is to ensure that, seniors as they grow older, are able to impart their knowledge with young people. And if part of that knowledge is, umiwas ka sa mga may bisyong tao, umiwas ka dyan sa mga gustong mag-take advantage sa'yo, and in the course of that very responsible discussion, they had a sexual conversation, we don't want that. So I
Yes,
like
Mr.
Her Honor
President.
some potential amendment, and we'll look at
Opo.
it and then maybe we can add on to it.
Yes, thank you for that, Mr. President. Certainly, madodraw natin yung line na sinasabi ng gentle lady between positive sex education conversations with children. That will not be covered definitely as a prohibited act. Lamang kung tumawid na nga dun sa papuntang pag-commit ng OSAEC laban sa bata or paggawa ng sisaek gamit yung batang yon. So I believe, Mr. President, that this amendment will draw that line very clearly, Mr. President.
Yeah, because at the proper time,
While Senator Pia is looking at her notes, so listening intently on the grooming and relating this to the recent violence, kasama ba dito sa bill yung grooming for violence?
Thank you so much for asking about that, Mr. President. Pagkatapos po ng clarificatory questions sa period of amendments, I will introduce some amendments para klarong in the wake of the terrible events sa Tacloban and possibly kung sa investigasyon lalabas sa Zamboanga, to put the tools that we are updating against OSAEC and CSAM also within the mandate and the capacities ng mga investigative at law enforcement authorities who are working against NVE or nihilistic violent extremism, Mr. President.
Because the way I understand it, itong mga nihilistic violence, extremism, the way they operate is they groom innocent children to become violent. No?
That's
And
right, Mr. President.
yun ang nagiging daan nila to perpetuate violence. Although binabasa ko rin yung title ng bill, the title of the bill is strictly on sexual abuse and exploitation as well as child sexual abuse and exploitation materials.
Sa ngayon po, Mr. President.
Okay.
Opo,
Okay.
pero sa substitute bill, nagiging ano na po siya, Proposed Child Online Safety and Protection Act of 2026. And para lang po malinaw, yung pong mga provision laban sa recruitment for violence, we are proposing to put it in a separate section para hindi po maghalo sa OSAIC specific interventions.
So in
Mr.
other
President.
words, the title of the bill will also be amended to
Yes,
cover
Mr. President.
violence
Opo, Mr.
among
President.
violence being perpetuated among our children.
That's right, Mr.
Okay.
President.
Thank you. Thank you for that clarification.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah. Yes. I was going to save my comments on this topic till the end, no? But since the Senate President already mentioned it, we also support the need to have very strong legislation on this. We just ask the sponsor to tread with caution because again, we wouldn't want this to be thrown out because of a violation of any statutory principles. Her Honor's idea of amending the title is a good start for sure because so it can cover. But we'd like to also explore like specifically existing laws on OSAIC are specifically repealed. So all of this goes into the objective of the bill itself. So we would like, perhaps we could ask the support also of the parliamentary counseling to look at it and compare. I know that they have studied this situation and other bills that we have filed to really make sure that it's a strong measure, Mr. President. I'm also worried because it's 80 pages long. Baka meron tayong ma-miss doon, katulad nga ng mga attempting to frustrate. Medyo big issue po yun kasi big issue po yun for practicing lawyers. It's like a red flag for cases to get thrown out and I'm sure none of us would like that. So I would just like us to act with caution and I don't know, maybe in the meantime, we can also consider crafting bills. I also want to move with haste, but I also like to proceed with caution. So hindi ho tayo magkamali. Yun lang naman.
I appreciate that, Mr. President, from the gentle lady, na importanteng mabilis tayo dahil urgent yung mga situations. Pero kasabay nun, maingat po tayo at saka masinop sa trabaho natin. Which is why I wish to reassure the gentle lady and our whole chamber, Mr. President, that this is only RA 11930 being repealed through this substitute bill. Lahat pa po ng mga ibang batas which the gentle lady referred to and which are already useful and being used to combat OSAIC and CSAM ay hindi po naislabagin ng panukalang batas na ito. And we have taken the pains, of course, subject always to improvement with the amendments of the colleagues to make this bill consistent sa iba't ibang mga batas na umiiral na sa ngayon, Mr. President.
Including siguro po yung existing laws natin on violence against children kasi yun naman din ang sasagasaan. So kailangan aralin ho natin lahat yun kung ano yung intention natin because there really are existing laws that may not cover the situations we encountered the last month yesterday, but general provisions may capture similar situations covered by other laws. So kung pwede lang maaral lang natin. Kasi I worry that in our desire to really address this, lahat naman po yata mapapa-oo talaga and ayaw naman natin talagang walang bisa ang effect ng law kung meron hong undefined. I will do my best to contribute, but minsan hindi ko naman din kaya hong mahuli lahat. So it needs to be a collective effort, and it is a legal issue. So we really need to consult our experts within the Senate, and if there are also experts that Her Honor has in the crafting of this measure, and now that it's going to be expanded, iba din. Yun lang naman po. I can move on.
Salamat. But to reassure the gentlelady, Mr. President, inaral na nga po ng Department of Justice na hindi po sasagasa sa anti-child abuse law itong panukala natin. Further, we also consulted already DOJ to make sure na yung measure as proposed magiging viable pareho laban sa OSAEC at laban sa NVE, Mr. President.
Thank you. That's good news. If Her Honor can share that so that we can study it even before it's presented, that will give us more time because wala naman tayong intention to delay, but it may take me more than a few minutes to review this. So we'd appreciate it when the language is ready para makaprepare tayo.
Will do, Mr. President.
Thank you. I'll move on, Mr. President. Same topic pa rin, no? But at the proper time, I want to share with Her Honor na ganito po yung nature ng ibang amendments na gagawin natin to help really ensure that the provision of this, that this provision on grooming is very strong. We intend to propose provision to the effect that to determine whether an act or series of acts was intended for any of the foregoing purposes, among others, we would like to consider, 1, a request or instruction that the child keep the communication or the relationship that is being nurtured or developed a secret. Kasi yan po yung mga telltale signs na naku, may malisyosong intent ito, di ba? Similar to yung example ko kanina, if a responsible adult is really educating children on young people on how to protect themselves, hindi naman niya isisikreto yun, di ba? Unless, well, I don't know, I can also imagine a situation baka isikreto niya dahil baka magaling ang parents pa rin. So that in itself may not be enough, no? Yung sabihin na isikreto. Pero medyo ano na yun, telling yun na isikreto mo to. Then another would be a shift from public channels to private. So baka nag-meet yon sa public na gaming, public lang, chat-chat. O nag-shift tayo, dito tayo sa ibang channel mag-usap para tayo lang.
If I may, Mr. President, salamat
Yes.
sa gentlelady for mentioning that particular point dahil yun na nga po yung concern natin sa NVE na yung mga safe spaces natin dapat, whether games, messaging apps, other platforms, safe spaces as originally designed and operated, pinapasukan ng mga malign actors
Yeah.
to lure them out of those spaces
Yes.
away from any built-in safety mechanisms to spaces like in the previous hearing of the Senate Committee on Women on NVE, Messenger, dun nila ginugroom yung mga tao, mga bata rather, beyond the monitoring of parents, teachers, even government and other responsible and concerned adults, Mr. President.
Oo, tama ho yun kasi ganun ho talaga nangyayari doon, no? They lure them from the public spaces to the private. And then yung iba pa nating mga suggestions na include is like offer to provide gifts, an offer to provide favors, and then any efforts or proof na ina-isolate yung bata sa kanyang family or other institutions that provide supervision. So I think marami dito sa nabanggit ko at kaya ko din nabanggit kasi relevant din siya dun sa discussion natin with the Senate President na mako-cover din ba natin yung mga violence that were initiated or instigated online kasi
If I
parang
may-
ganito din yung modus eh.
But if I may qualify my response earlier, Mr. President, I agree in principle, gentlelady, pero magkukonsulta din po muna kami sa NCC o SAEC on this kasi baka mahirap kung i-require ito bilang element kung hindi mapatunayan itong element na to, walang grooming. So I'll get back to the gentlelady about
Yeah.
this
Well,
point of
yung language
consultation,
naman
Mr.
natin,
President.
at the proper time, but I can give an advance copy kasi draft pa lang to. Yung offhand na suggestion natin is the following may be considered in determining. Hindi naman,
I would
hindi
appreciate
naman,
that, Mr.
Hindi
President.
naman na
Maybe.
kailangan nandyan. Pero ito, kasi
Or-
it gives you a flavor of ano yung environment na ginagalawan.
Possible indicators,
Oo.
Mr. President.
Like, and not limited to this, no? Again, we also just don't want it to be meant to be abused kasi marami ding situation. It may not be government who intends to abuse it, but there may be personal altercations na sineset up yung tao. So, kailangan maingat lang din naman tayo. So far, grooming pa lang ho yung na-take up ko. It's 4:39. I know there are other measures. Would the Senate President want me to proceed? I do have a 5 o'clock, so I can proceed for a short while, or we can pause. Oo. Also, I leave it to the sponsor and the Senate President if it's better that Her Honor makes her amendments first kasi magtatanong din ho ako ulit. So,
I think,
whatever
Mr.
works,
President,
whatever works.
opo. As I mentioned in my preliminary manifestation, tanggapin ko muna at subukang sagutin yung mga clarificatory questions ng mga kasamang senador, and then I will propose my amendments, Mr. President.
Sige, but it's a whole new topic, Mr. President, so parang it might be weird na interpolate tayo ulit kasi it's a new topic. It's a new topic na papasok na. This is 80 pages. It's like almost like a code. So with the permission of the body, para lang hindi naman.
In that case, Mr. President, I can propose my amendments now, Mr. President.
Well, I mean now or whenever. I'm just thinking what's easier because
Yes,
I
I could
do
do
have.
so now, Mr. President.
Okay, that's sige. So I'm excused. I'll excuse myself, Mr. President, so I have other questions, but Her Honor will.
If
Would like
I might
to-
suggest to the good sponsor and to
Yes, Mr. President.
Senator Pia, I would suggest that we finish the interpellation, the clarificatory, because I was listening intently earlier at because of the interpellation, maraming offshoot na amendments, no? So I would assume as we go along with the interpellation, maraming amendments na lalabas doon sa interpellation. So what I suggest is to finish the interpellation, we do a one-time amendment, and then we give the clean copy again to our members so that they can look at the amendment. And if there are other questions, then we can clarify again those amendments.